Hello YouTube. So I am completely and totally excited to start this new series it's called The Magnetic Advice, and I just wanted to start a new series where you guys get to tell me what you want to talk about. I know a lot of my videos on here, well actually all of them, are just makeup tutorials, so you haven't really heard me talk on a different level or nothing really about other than makeup. So I really just wanted to take this time to be able to just calm down and get away from what my dream is and what I love to do, and of course stay on that. I will be posting makeup tutorials and stuff, but I just really wanted to take time and get more on a personal level with you guys, and just really kind of let you guys know some of the things that I've been through, and a lot of it you'll probably be surprised that I wouldn't actually be surprised if we've gone through the same thing. So today the very first episode is called When I Was Bullied. Now, I know there's a lot of YouTube videos out there actually of girls that have already done this. They've already done videos about, when I was bullied and the advice. But I just wanted to tell you my story, let you guys know some of the things that I have been through, and give you some advice and just some really helpful tips because I know what that's like. So, yeah, let's get started. Okay, so first of all, I just wanted to kind of give you guys kind of a background history about my experience with being bullied. I was pretty much bullied all throughout elementary up until high school. I know it might sound really cliche and it's oh yeah, everyone was, but I'm really being true and honest with you guys and everything that I share in these videos. When my parents were together, we traveled a lot because both of them were in the Army, but my mom actually got out when she was pregnant with me. She was already done and stuff like that. And then my dad was still in the Army, so we traveled a lot of places. We were stationed a lot of places, and so when my parents ended up getting divorced, I was always in a different school. But basically some of the things that I went through is that I wasn't really the girl that people admired when I was in elementary school. I was the really weird type. I was really quiet. I'm still really quiet, but I wasn't the prettiest thing in school. None of the guys admired Aaliyah. No one looked at me like I was special or even really bothered to talk to me. A lot of the people that I went to elementary school with, they just always liked to pick on me and, call me names and blatantly come in my face and tell me, oh, you're weird or whatever. And I always had, it didn't matter what school I went to, I always had that one girl that just had to feel like she had to pick on me, or she wanted to be my best friend, and then she would just the next day just hate me, and it was for no reason. And I was the kind of person that I wanted to be liked so bad that I would put up with anything. Even when I knew that person was a terrible friend, I just wanted a friend. And so if that meant me having to stay in someone's shadow or allow them to call me names and treat me badly and make fun of me in front of other people, to me it was like a privilege. It was well, at least I'm getting talked about. At least, people know I'm here. A lot of the times it was people would talk about, oh, do you want to come over? And they would blatantly not invite me. They would say stuff in front of me, so then I would hear it, but it's oh, too bad you weren't invited. Or girls would be oh no, she's my friend, you can't talk to her. And I had a girl that actually bullied me pretty bad, and every time I would go to the bathroom or something, she'd follow me in there and push me around and just said some really nasty stuff. I moved to a new state in 4th grade, and I went to a school. Duh. And it wasn't that bad, but I had gotten to be friends with these two girls, and we were all really good friends at first. And I remember one of my friends back in my town that I had used to live in had told me, her mom told me that 3 girls can never be friends because one of them is going to always fight over the other. And I was oh, nah, but I learned that lesson when I moved here. Me and these two girls had been really good friends, and the two girls started to like hate each other, and I don't know why, but they had been really good friends before I even came into the picture. And so they used me kind of like the messenger to go back and forth. Oh, she said this about you. Oh, well, this is what she said back. And they would act like we were the best of friends individually when I was with them. But then when they decided they're sisters again, it was like, go and blame everything on Aaliyah. Oh, well, Aaliyah told me that you said that. And it was like, oh, no, I did not. And just trying to make me look like the bad guy. Again, I just wanted to have a friend. So it wasn't like I was spreading rumors. I was really doing what they wanted me to do, but they just wanted to like knock me out the picture. And it was really awful. Middle school, I can confidently say, was my worst time ever. It's even still like hard to talk about it and be totally okay with what happened, even though I'm completely over it. It kind of refers back to when I wasn't the girl that was really admired, and I think I was bullied the most in middle school, and it was a lot more like verbally, not physically. I was made fun of blatantly in front of people during passing periods, during classes. I don't have the lightest voice in the world, so guys would always walk up to me and tell me I sound like a man. Guys would come up to me and tell me I look like a man. I was called, you know, the emo. I did go through an emo phase, but I guess I wasn't a pretty emo, so people would just be like, ew, like, she's ugly. And I remember this one instance where I was with my friend, and no doubt, it's not just because I was really envious of her, but she's gorgeous, and she's absolutely beautiful, and we were like sisters all throughout middle school, and if she's watching this video, she probably knows I'm talking about her. But, and no, it's not Nautica LB, because I know I've mentioned her in my videos before, but no, this is another girl that was a really good friend of mine. She still is, and I just favored her a lot. She was beautiful. All the guys wanted her, and she was just so like humble, and she never forced herself upon any guys. She was just naturally beautiful, and guys just flocked to her like all the time. And we were in passing period, and I was walking next to her, and we were walking to our next class, and everyone was in the hallway, everyone was going to their next class, and this guy who was in our grade came up to me and looked me in the eye and stopped in front of everyone in the hallway and told me, what are you doing standing next to her? And he said, you're ugly. And he's like, and no one's ever going to like you, and a guy's never going to like you because of your gap, and you're really ugly, and what do you think you're doing standing next to her? And I don't think I'll ever forget that, because that was kind of the point. It was so embarrassing and so humiliating, because no one had ever actually said anything about my gap before, but the fact that I was so self-conscious about it back then, and that everyone in the hallway had actually heard it out loud, and it was like he had said everything that everyone else wanted to say to me, it was like I wanted to curl up in a ball and disappear. Like, I was so humiliated and so mortified that he had like the balls to say that in front of everyone, and didn't really care that it hurt me at all. And I didn't even know what to do. I just stood there and took it, basically, and wanted to cry more than anything. I actually did end up crying. I had went to class and went to the bathroom and cried. But I was just so like, those words kind of sunk in with me, and I was like, okay, I am in the 8th grade, or I think I was in 7th grade, one of those 2 years, and I haven't had a boyfriend. I haven't been looked at. I haven't been asked to a dance before. I was completely self-conscious about my gap. I really didn't think that I was ever going to be with anyone because of it, because I just thought that that was like, you're disgusting, you know. That was the one thing that I couldn't handle. And that just really stuck with me. I really didn't know like how to take it, because
oh, you look beautiful.
Thanks.
Are you doing your advice thingy?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, so anyway, sorry about that. My mom had to come tell me she was leaving. But, yeah, so that experience really ruined it for me. I was like, I went into a deep depression mode, and I don't want to sound cliche, but this is really what I went through. After that day, I definitely started hanging around people that were Debbie Downers. They're still my friends, and I love them to death, and they're so much better now, but I started hanging around people that were really going through the same thing I was. Felt like they were nothing. Felt like they weren't important. I struggle with depression, but I have more of a hold of it on it now. I have had eating disorders in the past because whenever I get depressed, that's the thing that I do. I don't eat. And it's not because I want to be skinny or anything. That's kind of just like my natural reaction, which is really weird. But then somehow it ends up being that that is what I want to do, is lose weight. And it's not healthy, even the weight that I'm at now, because I'm really, you know, I'm really tiny, but I'm Asian anyway. So it's kind of like I can't help it. It's how my body's built. But that's how I get in, that's what I do when I'm depressed. Another video. But I started hanging around people that were cutting themselves, hanging around people that had suicidal thoughts, and we were all feeling the same. And so that is where I felt I fit in. It was like, yeah, like I'm like you guys. Like you know, I was scared. I had thought countless times about killing myself. I had thought countless times about cutting myself. And it actually took me a while before I actually attempted it. My 7th grade year, I actually did start cutting myself. Nothing where I was sent to like the hospital for it, but I would, you know, try little marks here and there. I'm a wuss when it comes to pain, so it wasn't like, oh, I didn't feel the pain. No, I felt the pain. It was painful, but it was something I wanted to do to try to get rid of it, and it was awful. I went to church and I prayed all the time that, you know, for God to help me and make me better. And during that year, I didn't feel like I could really hear Him. You know, it was like I was in so much pain and I was struggling so much that all I wanted to do was hurt. So even trying to sit down and hear God tell me it was going to be okay was like a no-go. So my 8th grade year, it was still bad, and that's when I started contemplating suicide. I had a friend that I had been really good friends with, and you know, she talked about it with me a lot and told me it wasn't worth it. Don't do it. There have been countless times that I was like, you know, I said I'm a wuss when it comes to pain. So I had, you know, thought, well, what would be the least painful way to go? I thought about overdosing on pills, but then I thought, what if I relapse or something like that? Or what if it's painful? I didn't want to go on a painful way. I had thought about, you know, hanging myself or something like that, but then I thought, what if it doesn't kill me and it's just painful and I just struggle and my neck breaks, you know, but I don't die? Like, my whole point was to die. It wasn't to get anyone's attention. It wasn't to have people feel bad for me. It wasn't anything. I just wanted to, I didn't want to be here anymore, you know. It was like I wanted to leave the pain of feeling like I wasn't worth anything. I honestly didn't think I had a purpose. And as stupid as it sounds, I thought that God might have made a mistake in creating me. And it was like, oops, I accidentally put you on this earth, but you really don't have a purpose. And that's when you know the devil really doesn't care about how a person feels, when you start to think that it's God's fault because of how you're feeling. And all God wants to do is hug you and tell you it's not Him, you know, it's not me that's making you feel this way, but you know, God hurts when His children hurt. And I know that God has me in His hands because I made it. I'm still here. And I very well could not be. I had contemplated, like, running in the middle of the street and trying to get hit by a car. Like, stupid stuff, you know, that no child should ever think about doing to themselves. It's having you die, and as a result of getting rid of pain, it's just not worth it. You do have a purpose, and you do have a destiny. And I know in the midst of your hurt, it doesn't feel like you do, because everything hurts so bad. And even someone that you just want them to care and they try to help you. I know I had friends that were like, okay, Aaliyah's hurting. Like, I just need to talk to her and be with her. And even that didn't help. It was like, as much as that's what I wanted, it didn't help when I had already gotten to that point to where my main goal was to make it out of here successfully. And I don't know how I really got out of it. I know it was God, because it definitely wasn't me. I'm a senior now in high school, and I haven't gotten bullied throughout high school at all. Not that I can remember. I got to high school and really just didn't care about what people thought. Freshman year I did. Pretty much. It's freshman year. I was worried about everything. I was worried about who I was going to sit at lunch. But I really didn't have a best friend throughout high school. I didn't have a group of girls that I hung out with during high school. Not like that went to my high school. Never really tried to be in the it crowd. I didn't go to house parties. I've never been to prom. Thinking about going this year. Since it's my senior year. I went to homecoming once throughout my entire high school career. I didn't really get bullied throughout high school, and I still went to the same people that I did with elementary in high school. And that same guy that said that to me in middle school about the whole, ugly thing, I go to high school with him, and I'm completely fine with him now. You grow out of phases in your life. Seasons will come and go, and I've had terrible seasons, and I've had amazing seasons. And you know what? Okay, I'm going to say something that I know a lot of my viewers will not like, because I'm taking it there. So take a minute to prepare yourself. I'm going to be really honest with you, because I feel like honesty is truth. So I'm going to just go ahead and tell you that my main thing that helped me is God. Yeah, I said it. Now let that soak in. My main thing that honestly helped me was God. I had to confide in Him. I had to seek refuge in Him and know that He had me. And no, you can't physically see God. I can't be like, oh yeah, God was sitting on my bed right next to me. He very well could have been, but I couldn't see Him. I talked to Him like how I'm talking to you. I would just sit in my room and be like, God, this is where I'm at. And there'd be times where I'd be like sobbing, and I couldn't even understand what I was saying, but I knew that He knew what I was feeling. I would read my Bible. I would get up and do devotions, and then there'd be times where I was like a die-hard Christian, and I would read my Bible every single morning, and I would pray every single day, and then there'd be times where it was like months before I ever read my Bible again. I am a musical person. Whenever I hear a gospel song or a piece of music, period, I will almost cry because of how beautiful it is. And I don't know if that's just something that God has instilled in me, but I've always been a musical person. I play a ton of different instruments. And when I hear something that is so beautiful, it's not that I'm sad that I start crying. It's because it's so incredible to my ears that it makes me want to cry because of how beautiful it is. And so I would listen to gospel music. Jesus Culture. I would listen to Hillsong United. And just any other Christian artist that I could find. I would just ramble on the internet a lot, trying to look for something that I thought would sink down deep, help me out. And I think that was really what helped me overcome everything, to be quite honest. God in my life has literally gotten me here. Without Him being in my life, I could have very well overdosed on pills and not cared. I could have very well waited until the very last second to jump in front of a car and take my life like that. I could have very well hung myself and be successful at it. I could be in a grave somewhere where I know some of my friends are. I could be in a mental hospital right now. I could be a vegetable in a hospital because of me trying to attempt those things and never fully recovering from them. You don't realize how precious life is until you realize that it can be taken from you at any moment. And the fact is that your life is not in your hands. For me anyway, you know, God could take me when He wants. And God knows the time, the day, the hour that I'm going to go. I have, you know, we don't have any idea. And that used to really scare me a lot, when I would think that I had no control over the fact that when I was going to die. But somehow it gave me comfort when I thought about I could have control over when I was going to die and how I was going to do it. It's never the way, period. When you're hurting so bad, you need to try to confide in someone and something. For me, it was God. Friends. You need someone. You need someone to hold you accountable. Someone that will call you when you feel down. Someone that you can text and be like, look, I am really contemplating doing something that I know I shouldn't, or that this is how I'm feeling. Can you call me and talk me out of it? Can you call me and just try to calm me down? I've had to be that person for a lot of my friends. Ironically, I've had friends that have contemplated suicide, have been real close to ending their life, and I'm the one that they call, out of all people, I'm the one that they call to be like, to calm them down. It could be like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the morning. And the one thing I used to always tell my friends was that if you're my true friend, and we're really going to be friends, I want you to know, you can call me at any hour of the day. It could be 5 o'clock in the afternoon. It could be 3 o'clock in the morning. I'll pick up the phone, and if you need me, I will be there. Even if I'm tired and I can't even comprehend what you're saying, I will be there, and you can know that you have at least one person that cares. I don't know, I can't speak for my friends that I talk to, but I think that I helped a lot of them, you know, be here and where they are today, because I don't know if they didn't have that friend, if they would. To me, it kind of makes me feel good when I think about it, that I can be that friend for someone, knowing that sometimes when I was in their position, I didn't have that. It's a really dark place where light doesn't really shine. It's really hard to see what's in front of you when all you can know is what you feel in the moment. I hope this helps. I'm starting to get really emotional, and I don't like that. But I want to be real with you guys, and I want to tell you how I really feel and the things that I went through, because they're important, you know, and I feel like this might touch someone. You let me know. And the next video that you want me to see or want me to talk about, just comment in the comment box down below. Let me know what you want to see, what you want to talk about. Tell me if there's anything you could critique me on or say I need to get better at, and the next video will be better. So I hope you guys have a great day. Remember, suicidal thoughts, hurting yourself, it's not worth it. I care about you guys, and if you don't feel like you have anyone, know that I'm here for you. No, we might not be able to meet face to face, maybe one day, but I know how you feel. I know it's hard. I know it's not the easiest thing to overcome, but you do have people here that care for you. And I'm one of them. So I hope you guys have a really great day. I hope this wasn't a huge Debbie Downer, and I just hope that this is good. This is a good first episode. So I'll see you guys later. Bye.